SPFalcons.com. I'm here with Coach Grant Leep. Coach, the All-Conference Awards came out today. First off, congratulations on being the Coach of the Year. Your thoughts on that?
To me, that's a staff award, and the quality of assistants that I have, I'm very fortunate to work with those guys every day. Kegan and Kefri do such a great job, and then Coach P with the wisdom that he gives us every day too. And then we've got great contributions from Zach Webb this year as well as our intern, and it's just been really fun the way that we've come together as a staff.
Your team was well represented in the special awards. Freshman of the Year was Shaw Anderson. Just talk about Shaw's year.
I mean, what a great year. He's come and made an impact from day one. We knew that he was going to have the ability to score the ball. The position that he plays is one that we feel in our system and in our offense is one that we can find really good advantages with in mismatch situations. The way that he shot the ball has been absolutely incredible this year. Every time he shoots it, I think it's going in, and I'm surprised when he misses. I'm really proud of the work that he's put in and then the year that he's had.
It's a player that Falcons fans see and really appreciate. It's nice to see the conference coaches do the same, and that's Harry Cavil, who shared the Defensive Player of the Year award. Talk about it.
Yeah, I love that he got recognized for that. Harry works incredibly hard. The hard thing with perimeter defenders like what Harry is, and oftentimes we're putting him on the other team's best offensive player, there's not really a metric that you can use to measure their effectiveness. So to receive that honor from the coaches of the league, that means that he really made an impact and really bothered some guys. Now, obviously, Harry's rebounding numbers have been really good, but it's just hard for those perimeter defenders to accumulate stats that might show their defensive dominance. And the way that Harry's handled himself this year and the way that he's taken on all these assignments that we've given him, from point guards to bigs, it's been just absolutely remarkable, the consistency with which he's played the defense.
Well, both Harry Cavil and Shaw Anderson both rewarded, also being mentioned on the second team all-conference squad. And on that first team, you had Devontae Moffett. He's had a sensational sophomore year.
Yeah, the strides that he's made from his freshman year into his sophomore year have been unlike any player that we've had in our program in a long time. And just really proud of the work that he put in. And then to get some reward for that now, I think is really important and really special for Devontae. I mean, the kid works his tail off. And he really improved his game this summer, and he's gotten better over the course of the year, developing into a point guard, and just especially once Gavin went down, his ability to rise up and even elevate his game more has been so crucial for the success that this team has had.
These awards are fitting for a team that went 18-2 conference play, won the conference by 5 games. In fact, you clinched so early that they gave you the trophy early, and just talk about what you did with the players on that.
Well, we finally let them see it. We've been hiding it in my office for the last 2 weeks, which again is I'm glad to have that problem. But we finally let them. We brought it down to the locker room after the game on Saturday, and just kind of let them see it and celebrate with that a little bit. And it's a really big accomplishment anytime that you can win your conference in the regular season. And for this group to have done it the first time at SPU since 2014 is something that we're really proud of. But now it also signified for us that we need to turn the page on that, because this tournament coming up is really important for us, especially being at our home floor. We want to show very well at this thing and continue to build up to be playing our best basketball now that it's March. I mean, that's obviously the old coach's cliche that we want to be doing that. So we've been, I think it was able for us to get some good closure to the fact of what we accomplished. We accomplished something, which is really cool. And so we hit that goal, and now we have to work forward into that next goal, which is winning the conference tournament.
You were able to do that last year in Bellingham. You won the 2019 GNAC Tournament title. This year you get to host, although the host school has never won the conference title. What's going to be the key to being the first team to do so?
Just continue to do what we've been building all year long, and we still feel like we're making improvements and that we're still getting better on both ends of the ball, or of the court, I should say. So we're going to continue to try to develop and become even more efficient on offense. We're going to continue to add some more things into our defensive game plan, our defensive structure that we can carry over and try to help us be even more effective. And the group that we have and the way that they play and the way that they love the game so much, that's going to be something that's going to be really fun and really challenging for us as a coaching staff.
Well, the games start here on Thursday here in Brome Pavilion. The quarterfinals, you get a bye in that as the number 1 seed. How How big an advantage is that to have a night off before the semifinals?
It's really big, and we learned that last year as well. And just even being able to watch the games before us and kind of see how teams are playing. And at this point of the season, teams are doing new things, and they're trying new things, and it just gives us the ability to kind of sit back and watch and take some notes on that and be able to prepare our group to be able to come out and play. But the freshness that it gives your legs is just remarkable. That's something that's going to be really important. Our guys should have a lot of energy to come out and play and execute really well on Friday.
Well, last week you closed the regular season at home. I think you find out that these GNAC opponents aren't going to be overly impressed by your regular season title, and they're not going to give it to you. You had 2 hard-fought games last week. What did you learn about your team?
At this point in the year, every game is going to be very difficult, and I learned about our team last week is that I don't think there's any situation that's going to make us stop. There's no situation out there that our guys are just going to hang their heads and feel sorry for themselves. We're going to compete and battle and fight all 40 minutes as long as there's time up on that clock. And the resiliency that we showed, and then even coming back to Saturday's game when we only had 7 healthy players, the guys that played, obviously, they were able to fight. They were able to stay together and work together to get some really big key defensive stops down the stretch of that game and make just enough plays to be able to hold off Central. So this group has a lot of grit. It has a lot of perseverance and a lot of fight. And when you have those things, you can make some cool things happen.
The winner of the GNAC Tournament gets the automatic berth into the NCAA Tournament. If not, though, what do you feel? Last week you were 5th in the West Region rankings. Where do you feel you stand in terms of an at-large berth?
Yeah, I think we're in good shape. Even looking at the wins that we got last week, NNU came into last week ranked 9th in that regional poll. So that's a good win to be able to come back and beat those guys, and then add another win on top of it on Saturday with Central. So adding 2 more wins to our resume to kind of build and boost that up. I feel pretty good about where we're at with the tough non-conference that we played and some of the big wins that we got over the course of the season. But you just never know. You never know what's going to happen in the other leagues and in the other conference, let alone in the GNAC. So we just need to make sure that we're doing everything that we can to take care of business. And the only sure way to get in that thing is to win your conference tournament. So trying to get one of those 3 automatic bids is something that we're going to be working really hard for this week.
Last Saturday, we got to have Senior Day, and Gabe Colosimo and Gavin Long honored. Those 2 have meant a lot to the program. One of them, though, Gabe is still playing and starting. Gavin Long, though, has had surgery and won't play. Just to talk about what he's meant, though. He's a 1,000-point scorer, 19th all-time scorer in this school. Yep. Let's talk about Gav.
Yeah, I think Gav goes down as one of the all-time SPU greats. And, it was we had a really good talk on Saturday when, he was one of the first guys that we got when Coach Bowen and I came in and took this program over. And for him to stay committed to us and the confidence and the trust that he showed in us, and especially through a rough first year when we went 12-16, and he's been such a big part of us building this program back up to get to the point that we are now. And I think I told him he needs to take a lot of pride and a lot of confidence in that, because he's been a very key guy in doing that. And I was thinking the other day, I've never been the head coach at SPU without Gavin Long on the roster, without Gabe on the roster. A couple other guys are in there too, but it's just, it goes so fast. The time that you have him goes so fast, and what he's meant to this program, I can't even say. I mean, it's just been so big to have him and have him to help build this program up to where we are now.
Great. And lastly, Gavin's injury and a few others have left you pretty short-handed. You have 9 players, pretty short bench there. This is the time of year where you play back-to-back days a lot, intense games. What kind of impact do you think that shorter rotation will have in this postseason?
Well, hopefully it will. That's another advantage of having that bye in the first for the first round. So one less game with that short rotation that will really help keep our legs fresh. And we just have to be really smart about how we manage guys' minutes, how we're managing our practice reps, how we're doing all of those things. So it does add another layer to complicate things a little bit, but at the same time, I tell our group all the time, it's so much fun coaching smart guys. We can show them things on film that they're immediately able to apply with minimal reps. And this is a group that really loves the game of basketball, and they play with a joy out there that is pretty uncommon. So to see that with our young group and know that, and that's the other thing, we are pretty young, so they do have good recovery time with those young legs, and but they've just been so incredibly coachable this year that it's really been able to help us to kind of offset the fact that we've lost a few guys over the course of the year.
Great. Well, thank you for your time. Congratulations on the Coach of the Year award, and good luck in the GNAC
All right,
tournament.
thank you very much.